The purpose of this gathering will be told by the head of computer science, so I'll not touch on that. The history and all other issues will also be touched on at a later time by different personalities. So the Faculty of Science, of which the computer science and this program belongs to, has several STEM disciplines. We have computer science, information technology, business information technology, mathematics, agribusiness, agric science, and we also have a PhD program in computer science as well. There are other programs that are coming up very soon. The faculty is made up of, the mission of this institution is to provide a value-based STEM education in a Christian environment through a well-integrated academic program. We define quality education as the holistic development of an individual's mental, social, physical, and spiritual faculty. This department is made up of several faculty members, as stated earlier on. Unfortunately, during this past year, we lost one faculty member and several senior lecturers, full-time faculty members as well. However, we have senior lecturers and one full professor who is on a post-retirement contract here as well. We also, by God's grace, have some PhDs introduced, and I would like to acknowledge Dr. Dominic Damois, who completed his PhD recently. Over the past year, we've had several promotions, and also we have several promotions. As part of our activities, we've developed a corporate social, as part of our corporate social responsibility, the Department of Computer Science and Information Technology has embarked on a program dubbed Adopt a Senior High School that seeks to support the teaching and learning of elective ICT in the senior schools around us. So this program is currently underway with Ganata Senior High School, who are here present. The first cohort, we had 159 final year students doing their practical work at the Valley View University OEB campus computer lab. Recently, one of the departments also purchased a 3D printer to improve the teaching and learning of design courses in the biomedical engineering department. We have a few challenges, though. The Faculty of Science has a little of resource challenge. Currently, we are underway with one of our financial partners who has decided to help us fund and purchase new computers for the computer science lab. However, the current building that we occupy has been there since the beginning of the department. The Faculty of Science started with one department, the computer science, and has grown to include several different programs as stated earlier on, and we seek to add on to that number. However, the current building that we occupy is not adequate, and we seek to improve upon it. As a faculty, we thank God for how far He has led us. We pray that the Lord continually guide and use us to accomplish His purpose in His vineyard. So on behalf of the students and faculty, I welcome you to Valley View University. Thank you very much.
Yes, I think we can do better than that. Thank you for that show of appreciation. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Abanosam, the Dean of Faculty of Science. At this point, I have that singular honor to introduce the chairperson as well as other dignitaries who have chosen to grace this occasion and accepted our invitation to grace the occasion. And so I'll start with the introduction of the chairman or chairperson. On your program, you will see that the chairperson or the chairman was supposed to be Professor Peter Jekumbuatin, the acting vice chancellor, but circumstances has taken him away. And so he has requested that the coordinator for PhD programs at the Department of Computer Science, Professor William Oblite, stands in his stead. And so we have Professor William Oblite with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Professor Oblite. We also have the head of Department of IT, in the person of Mr. Prince Owusu Amuakon, with us. Prince, let's see you. We have the immediate past dean of the Faculty of Science, Dr. Dominic Darlington Damois, also with us. Let's welcome Dr. Damois with a round of applause. I will skip a few dignitaries up there and then go to the HOD of the Computer Science Department in the person of Mr. Kingsley Arthur. Mr. Kingsley Arthur, let's see you. We also have at the appropriate time, I'll do that introduction. I'll hold on and look out for some few alumni. So as part of this program, invitations were extended to some alumni to come and who have been with the department for since its inception 20 years ago. The Computer Science Department was formed at Valley View University. And some of them are here. As and when I get their names, I'll introduce them accordingly. So we have Dr. Sylvester Hachu here with us. Sylvester, let's see you. Yes, and I'm sure that Sylvester was Prof's student, and we'll talk about that later. So he's here to help us celebrate this, to grace this occasion. Thank you very much, Sylvester, for coming. Sylvester is currently with Accra Technical University. He's actually the HOD of the Computer Science Department as well. Give it up. Valley View always producing the graduates. I also have Dr. Kofi Edumenu Sapon, also here with us. Dr. Edumenu Kofi Sapon is also a product of Valley View University. Currently, he is with the Computer Science Department of University of Ghana. Formerly, he was also a lecturer in this university. And then we also have Dr. Winfred Ofoi Lakote, also an alumnus of Valley View University. Let's see you, Doctor. Dr. Lakote is now the rector of our Kumasi campus. I can see other people there, and I'll introduce them accordingly as and when I see them. You saw Professor Brimpon Owusu giving us the opening prayer. Professor Brimpon Owusu is the immediate president or vice chancellor of the Adventist University of Africa in Kenya. He is now back home to support us, and he's here. Formerly, he was also the academic dean before he went to Kenya. He was academic dean of Valley View University and served at several capacities. We have one of the greatest historians we have in our church and have served Valley View over the years. Professor Owusu Mensah is here and also here to grace the occasion with his presence. I've also seen one of our alumni, Kwadwo Bafo Tonto. Let's see you. He's the CEO of Intelligence Ghana Limited. Yes, he has his own company. He's running, and credit to the education he had at Valley View University. We also have Catherine Bosompra. Catherine Bosompra, if you are here, alumni, let's see you. Catherine. Luther Intimeje, also an alumnus of Valley View University, sitting at the back. Thank you for coming. And you have Winnie Didonu, Winnie. Okay, as and when they come in, we will introduce them. And then we have from Mobes Africa, Elaine Buyaso, if I got the name right. Yes, is here for Mobes Africa to support the program. As and when we get the names, I will introduce them accordingly. It's also important that I introduce, as you look around, you see some senior high schools here represented. I want to quickly introduce these senior high schools and their facilitators and their teachers who came with them. So from Hack Mount Sinai Senior High School, led by Stephanie S. Jumado and Alex Kwesi Obri. Let's see you, wherever you are. Hack Mount, please get up, let's see you. Yes, where are the students? Please stand with them. Stand with them, and let's recognize you accordingly. Thank you very much for coming. We also have Ghana Christian International High School, led by their tutors Tiase Olanyo Eric, Beatrice Boatima Kodua, and Francisca Atta. Where are you? Yes, wave at us. Thank you very much. They are seated right here. We have British International School, led by Franklin Ajele and Yao Boatin. Ajete and Yao Boatin. Thank you for the correction, sir. Thank you. And then we have Presec Legon, led by Eric Odum, George Ankoma, and then Chojin Apielesi. Where are you? Presec Legon. Let's wave at that wherever you are. Thank you for coming. We have Ashaman Senior High School. Ashaman Senior High School. Where are you? Just wave at us wherever you are. Led by Francis Oman and then Kweku Obri Yabua. Let's see you. Yes, thank you very much for coming. Then we have Ganata Senior High School. Ganata Senior High School, led by Matthew Kaku Ehwe, Emos Asante, Sharon Oaklin, and Patient Isau. Where are you? Ganata Senior High School. Thank you very much for coming. And then we have Ebri Presec, led by Maxwell Owusu, Ebenezer Brobe, Maule Akoto, and Margaret Adu Minta. Let's see you, Ebri Presec. You are duly recognized. Thank you for coming very, very early. The first school to arrive in the hall. Having done that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that it's time that we listen to the chairman's opening remarks. With a round of applause, let's welcome, for the very first time, Professor William Obliti, with a round of applause.
Hello. Okay, sorry. This is on behalf of the acting Vice Chancellor. He says 20 years ago, Valley View foresaw the benefits of ICT and so started the computer science department led by Professor Clement Dejanu, and VVU is very grateful to the renowned professor. If you turn to the internet, you browse to the website of the Ministry of Communication, you will read Government Embarks on Digital Inclusion Agenda and others focusing on the place of ICT in national development. We do realize today that the thought of VVU 20 years ago were in the right direction. This morning, the Pro-VC visited the website of the Ministry of Education, Communications and Digitalization, and he found the following headings. It says, girls in ICT, we have 1,000 girls trained in the Northeast region. Digital transformation requires investment in infrastructure development. 60,000 females will benefit from cybersecurity training in 3 regions. There's a digital transformation center to promote inclusive digital economy and society. The government's digital transformation agenda resides on ICT and telecommunications. Here, the minister indicates that the digital transformation agenda of government resides on both ICT and telecommunications and the ability to manage the communication sector well enough. And he wants to draw our attention to this point, that the government is supporting the development of a strong framework for the digitalization of the economy of Ghana in such a way that each citizen will benefit from it. Today, the 20th anniversary of the Department of Computer Sciences and Engineering at VVU is showcasing our preparedness in support of the intentions of the government of Ghana. A nationwide survey was published in March 2020 by the National Communications Authority in collaboration with the Ghana Statistical Service. The focus of the survey was on ICT access, usage, skills at household levels, and it included people from 5 years onwards. The survey was intended to promote the rapid development of the ICT industry in Ghana. So we take the ownership of phones and accessibility to the internet as the basis of the ICT. And the survey result shows that 54.1% of individuals own a functional mobile phone. 47.9% own basic phones. 46.1% own smartphones. 7.9% of individuals own computers. You have 5.1 laptops, 1.2 desktops, and 1.6 desktops. A 2012 study showed that 8.5% of the surveyed Ghanaian households have a computer at home. There are 39.7% of individuals who know what the internet is. And out of this proportion, 56.6% have used the internet within 3 months preceding the survey. Household access to the internet was 16.8%. All these tell us about the volume of work ahead, the magnitude of needs that we have to meet. Ghana needs people with ICT know-how. People to move forward the entire nation. 20 years ago, Valley View accepted this challenge. We are still committed to it. Our Vice Chancellor calls upon individuals and institutions in need of ICT training and services to come to VVU. We have the solutions, we have the know-how, and we will welcome you. Today we have come together to support and motivate our computer science students as they showcase their proficiency in ICT. In line with the government's digitization agenda and spearheaded by the Vice President of Ghana, you are all welcome. And on this note, our own Vice Chancellor declares this expo open. Thank you.
And what a way to open this ICT Expo. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Professor Oblite deserves a better round of applause than that. There are still some few alumni who are still coming in to grace this program. And we have Ms. Winifred Cotin here with us. Winifred Cotin is the COO of superfluid labs. Superfluid labs. How fluid can it get? Give it up for Winfred Cote one more time. And she is a proud alumnus of Valley View University as well. We also have Dr. Edward Anson, the past Dean of the Faculty of Science. Let's give it up for Mr. Anson. Now, he was also, before he left here, was a senior lecturer as well. Now he is with the KNUST as well. You are back to Lagos again. Give it up for, so I think there's an affinity building there between us. Thank you very much for coming. I also know one of our lecturers, the school Department of Computer Science, Mr. Charles Ajete is also here. Ajete, if you are here, let's see you. Yes, he's also here, an alumnus of Valley View University Computer Science Department. They are all here to grace this occasion. And these are men and women who are doing very well in their own respective right. We also have George Spencer Quay. George Spencer Quay. Is George here? Yes, George is also here as a special invited guest to grace this occasion. Thank you very much for coming. At this point, we want to move on and take the objectives of this ICT EXPO. And to do that for us, we have the person of Mr. John Kingsley Atta, the head of Department of Computer Science. Let's make him feel welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, Mr. Acting Chair, who happens to be the coordinator of the graduate programs at Computer Science Department. The special guest of honor, Honorable Joseph Akwete Tete, the University Administration, faculty, and staff of Valley View University, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special and a wonderful moment for the Computer Science and Engineering Department. I am here to share with you the very objective for this gathering. We want to state clearly that we are 20 years, and we are celebrating the 20 years together with you. We are much more than happy to have your presence here with us. It is a moment to count and then name our blessings one by one for the historical success that the Lord has helped us to achieve within this period from 2001 to date. We want to further recognize and accord some special characters who have given special contributions in starting the program and then also seeing to its continuance. Further on, in the line with the ICT EXPO, this actually happens to be the 11th iteration. That it suggests to say that the 11th time we would be showcasing the products from the department. We would want to, by this strong signal, emphasizing and then presenting Valley View University, and especially the Computer Sciences and Engineering Department, as a center of excellence for ICT solutions in Ghana and beyond. Further on, we want to unveil a selected few of the numerous ICT solutions products already developed by the students of the Computer Sciences and Engineering of Valley View University. Because it is a special moment, in the traditional practices, we have had a maximum of 7 students from the very final year for which their works have been supervised and are solving national problems to display their work. But for the fact that this is the 20th anniversary, a greater moment for all of us, we open this up so that if you are in the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and then you will have the skill, the ability to showcase still an application or a hardware that can solve a problem at the national level. It is inclusive. So for the very first time, you're going to have 30 students that are taught in the Computer Sciences and Engineering Department showcasing their products. We want to further on create a marketplace where the general public especially civil and public services administrations and administrators, industrialists in the public and in private sector, will be able to patronize these wonderful applications that the students have developed for their usage. Further on, we want to create employment for students. So then by your presence here, an application that will catch your eye, a hardware that could catch your eye, we can begin to initiate a commercial engagement with the student and in the department alike. By this, I want to, at this point, welcome all of you to Valley View University, and I want to stress once more again that we are much more than happy to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Kingsley Arthur, the head of Department Computer Science, for setting the tone for our discourse today. We want to have a special of the constituency in which this school is domiciled to join us celebrate the 20th anniversary earmarked with this ICT EXPO. And so at this point in time, I want to introduce to us, and for his special message, deliver his special message to us, Honorable Joseph Akwete Tete, the Member of Parliament of the Pong Katamanso constituency. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Mr. Chairman, Head of ICT Department, Students' Body, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I'm very pleased and honored to be here today to be part of this very important occasion, that is ICT EXPO 2022, under the theme, Mentoring Entrepreneurs for Socio-Economic Transformation in Ghana. First, I would like to congratulate the organizers of this event, as well as thank the administration and faculty of Valley View University for their dedication and colossal achievement attained since the establishment of this department 20 years ago. Mr. Chairman, the role ICT plays in socio-economic development of countries cannot be overemphasized. The fact remains that ICT serves as a medium that propels economic growth and creates job opportunities, thereby reducing the high rate of youth unemployment. In essence, ICT presents positive impacts on the country's governance, improves standard of living, and reduces inequalities and promotes efficiency. More and more opportunities are being created, especially for younger people in the field of entrepreneurship because of ICT. At the same time, more and more businesses are focusing on enhancement and evolution of business practices based on ICT. I'm happy to inform you that as part of my vision to reduce youth unemployment in the Katamanso constituency and to equip my constituents with requisite skills required for the contemporary job markets, I will establish MP's Entrepreneurship and Skill Development Fund. This fund will be launched within the first quarter of this year, that is 2022. The fund will have a dedicated source of financial inflows. In the administration of the fund, allocation will be made to cater for the training of industry-specific technical skills, and the provision of ICT training will form an integral part of the training model. And I will state here that I'm available also to support the ICT department of this university so that some of these objectives can be achieved. Mr. Chairman, we are in an era where we are being told that public sector jobs are not jobs that the youth can rely on these days. And therefore, we are all to collaborate to make sure that we give the youth the needed skills. That's why I'm happy that entrepreneurship has been added to this ICT program today, so that we all see how we can take that opportunity to equip our youth for the job market. Mr. Chairman, thank you once again for this program and for inviting me. And we are available to help in every direction to equip the youth. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a louder round of applause for the Member of Parliament of the Kpone Katamanso constituency. There's a line that I love. Said he is available. I hope the head of department heard that, to give the necessary support. So just call and he will answer. Give it up for him one more time, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, we want to introduce our special guest speaker. But before he gives his address, it is important that we know the man who is giving that function to perform. So we situate our minds to receive what is about to come. Professor Clement Dijonu is the name. And if you are talking about Valley View's computer science department, 20 years, this is the man who founded that department that has produced all the names that you heard today. He is the founding head of the Department of Computer Science at Valley View University. But before he came here, somewhere in 1999, I just want to give you a brief about him. Professor Dijonu was born on November 23, 1955, in Accra, Ghana. By way of his tertiary education, he obtained a diploma with distinction in journalism in the year 1980 from the London School of Journalism. In 1983, he attended the University of Surrey, where he also obtained a Bachelor of Science with honors degree. He then followed up in 1988 with Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland, with a Doctor of Philosophy. In terms of his career, between 1984 to 1995, he was a lecturer at the Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland. In 1996, senior lecturer, National University of Science and Technology, Zimbabwe. 1996, information technology expert, Commonwealth Secretariat, London, with offices in Mpumalanga, South Africa. In 1999, he joined the Valley View University family as a professor of computer science. 1999 as well, he became a professor of information technology with the Touro University International. Since 2005, our special guest speaker, ladies and gentlemen, has been the president of the Institute of Technology, Accra. In 2007, he founded the Institute of Career Advancement. And among all his achievements, when I checked and did a little bit of research on him, I found that Professor Dijonu has been listed as a notable computer science educator, author by what we call the Marquis Who is Who. If you know what Marquis Who is about, then you know that for Marquis who is who to call you that you are a who, then you must be a who. He is the man we are talking about. His interests, apart from academics, are reading, volunteer work, walking, and bicycling. He has four children, Winnie, Trina, Keith, and Jifa, and I'm sure one of them came with him today. I saw Winnie. Is Winnie here? Say Winnie came with him today. I don't want to bore you with a lot about this man. I'm sure that as he speaks, more will come up. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's welcome our special guest speaker, founder of the Computer Science Department of Valley View University, Professor Clement Jijonu, President of the Accra Institute of Technology. Prof, your audience, your wait. All right, so Prof has already prepared his speech, and it's going to be projected to all of us as we listen. That is the power of IT. All right, so as we await that, can we have a musical interlude, please? All right, so as we wait for the technical guys to put things together, I would like to share a few history of the Computer Science Department with us. The department commenced in the year 2009 when Professor Clement Jijonu made the university water tanker in Accra. What an amazing story. The name of the university was new and attracted his attention. He thought he would have a great impact with such a humble beginning. Voluntarily, he located Valley View College to offer his expertise at no charge to the university to commence the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science program. Without hesitation, from the president of the university then, Professor Seth Abanlai, and the vice president, Professor Brempong Uswenchi, who is here with us, Dr. John Prepra Mensah, and Professor Usu Mensah, who are all here with us, who were members of the university community, accepted and cooperated with Professor Clement Jijonu to initiate and prepare the documentation that culminated into full accreditation of the computer science program in 2001. So today we are actually blessed to have all the minds that worked around here. So we have Professor Brempong Uswenchi here, and then Professor Usu Mensah here. Let's see you once again. These were the brains that worked together to initiate and prepare the documentation that culminated in full accreditation of computer science program in 2001. The program started with 30 students. However, 24 graduated as pioneering students in 2005. The university recruited young and energetic men and women, mentored meticulously to rise through higher education. Today, the department can boast of the highest number of senior lecturers in any department in the country. The department grew in preeminence as the best computer science in the country with the introduction of ICT EXPO. That showcased the achievement of the graduating class beyond the presence of Valley View University. The vision of the growing department to become an institute of computer science was realized in 2012 and later metamorphosed into the Faculty of Science in 2013. Professor Clement Jijonu served as an architect to direct the development of the first iteration of the school management system code named iSchool. He worked together with the likes of Dr. Damoa, Dr. Wiafe, Timothy, Dr. Lakote, Mr. Mwakon, Bafo Tonto, and others. Under the able leadership of Mr. Henry Kashi, in 2011, a myriad of professional courses were introduced to help students achieve professional certification in addition to academic certificates. These included courses like ethical hacking, Microsoft Office Specialist, Systems Administration, MCSE, CCNNA, NCITP, etc. The department has since given birth to the Information Technology Department in 2007, Education with IT Technology in 2009, Mathematical Sciences in 2011, Biomedical Engineering in 2016, Diploma in Computer Science introduced in 2017, Business Information Systems introduced in 2018, and spawned the Faculty of Science 2016, and the School of Nursing and Midwifery in 2019. In 2014, the Computer Science Department building was renovated, while the Windows laboratory was restocked with 35 new computers, connected with a 10-client architecture. During the same period, the biomedical equipment and microprocessor labs were equipped with a state-of-art equipment, materials, and tools. I can go on and on and on. I am just talking about the computer science department and the minds that helped, through the grace of God, to set it up. I believe by now our technical guys should be ready by now.
Management, faculty, and students of Valley View University. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to be invited as a guest speaker on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the Computing Science Department and the ICT EXPO 2022. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I want to speak on the topic, Socio-Economic Transformation in a Technological Age, the role of universities in a rapidly developing and changing digital space. Mr. Chairman, nations worldwide have recognized the developmental opportunities and the challenges of the emerging technological and information age. This has brought to the fore the important role that information, knowledge, and technology can play in facilitating socio-economic development. There is now a consensus that the emerging information and knowledge age and the new technological third industrial revolution are heralding a new economic and social order which is giving rise to the emergence of information and knowledge-based economies. These knowledge-based economies increasingly emphasize economic activities with intellectual content and knowledge. Several countries now recognize the need to rapidly develop their economies through massive investment in human resource development, emphasizing improving and broadening universal access to higher and quality education and training avenues. Also, the need to massively invest in critical cutting-edge research and R&D efforts to create new products and services to gain competitive advantage in an increasingly competitive global economic order has been prioritized by most countries. Mr. Chairman, we may ask what role higher education can play to drive the information and knowledge-based economy in the technological age. Certainly, higher education institutions' role in supporting the development of the requisite highly skilled human resources and supporting the development of ICT-enabled products and services through cutting-edge research and R&D work cannot be underestimated. Relating this to Ghana, it is obvious that the critical role that accelerated human resource development and the deployment of technologies within the economy and society can play in transforming Ghana's predominantly subsistence agriculture-based economy into a predominantly information and knowledge-based economy and society need to be emphasized. In fact, a number of Ghana's socio-economic development policies and plans over the years all recognize that the development of key human resources is the key to developing and transforming the nation's economy. It is acknowledged that the extent to which Ghana will benefit from the advances and opportunities of the emerging information age will depend on how the country is capable of developing and harnessing its information, its human resources to initiate, support, and maintain its socio-economic development and transformation towards an information and knowledge-based economy. Mr. Chairman, furthermore, lessons from a number of newly emergent economies like those of South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, as well as those of India, Brazil, and recently China, point to the fact that these countries strategically invested in and developed their higher education system to generate the requisite and critical skills, human capital, and expertise, as well as the needed innovation systems and products to drive and fuel the development and the transformation of their economies and society. In fact, they could not have achieved their rapid economic development and high income status in the shortest possible time without the key role played by their universities, research and innovation institutions massively and strategically. Also, referring to the case of the fully developed nations whose development witnessed no less massive investment in the development of their institutions of higher education and research, still see their future growth and their potential to maintain their global competitive advantage dependent on abundant critical skills and knowledge workforce, as well as on research, R&D, and innovation systems outputs of their universities and research institutes. Taking the case of China as an emerging global economic power, its goal to lead the world in science and technology by the middle of the 21st century as a means to achieving and retaining the #1 economy status by surpassing the USA is based on its determination to further invest heavily in and develop its universities and research institutions to transform them into world-class institutions of learning, research, and innovation. Similarly, Japan recently announced a multi-million-dollar massive investment initiative to transform a number of their universities into the higher strata of the world's rankings and enhance their research and innovation potential to ensure Japan's competitiveness. Mr. Chairman, it is clear that a well-positioned and developed higher education system can serve as an effective instrument for driving accelerated Ghana's economic and social development and transformation in an age where the global competitiveness of a nation depends very much on its ability and capability to develop and deploy a highly skilled knowledge workforce, innovation system, and technologies to drive its economy. Mr. Chairman, I want to believe that a prerequisite for Ghana's development in the information and knowledge age is the need to move away from regarding the nation's higher education system solely as an avenue for education and skills development, as an end in itself, to a position that sees the higher education system as a means to driving the nation's economic development and transformation agenda in the knowledge and technological age. The role that the nation's universities, including Valley University, can play in the socio-economic transformation of Ghana through the development of a skilled workforce to drive the nation's socio-economic transformation in the technological age cannot be made much clearer. Chairman, as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the establishment of the computing science departments of this university, we have to see the achievements of these departments within the content of their contribution to Ghana's development toward the development of the nation's information and knowledge-based economy. I am confident that if we examine the landscape of the ICT sector and industry in Ghana, we can spot some notable alumni of these departments who are movers and shakers in the industries and are making waves. I personally know a number of them, and I don't want to mention their names here. We all know them, so let's leave it at that for now. Moving on, it is important that Valley University and its computing and engineering departments must be mindful of the new challenge to produce not only job seekers, but also job creators with the capacity and the capability to drive the nation's socio-economic development and transformation that meets the demands of the fourth industrial revolution. To do this, the university, like most other universities in the country, including of course AIT, must go through its own transformation process to transform itself from a teaching-focused university to that of a research university with the potential to become an entrepreneurial university. In other words, what brought us here after the 20 years will not take us there to become a fourth industrial revolution compliant university. This transformation, as a chairman, must take cognizance of some of the technological realities of the 21st century. Number one, we must recognize that cyber is everywhere, and that the development and provision of higher education with that technology and the deployment and the utilization of these technologies is not possible. Two, the university must take cognizance of the fact that in the technological age of higher education delivery, we must evolve to avoid becoming extinct as a university. Three, there's a need for the university to take on board the need to develop a digital faculty for the digital future by ensuring that its faculty have the digital fluency and competency to deliver courses and provide creative and innovative engagement for students in a learning process and space. Four, The university must see higher education learning as a means to building a better future by using digitization and digital transformation to produce technology systems that are more student-centric and equity-minded. 5, the university must get into the digital versus brick and mortar balancing game to put effort into creating a branded campus to provide digital and physical work and learning spaces for its students. 6, the university will need to take steps to move from digital scarcity to digital abundance, aim at achieving full, equitable digital access for its students by investing in connectivity, tools, and skills. And 7, there is a need for the university to embrace radical creativity as part of its effort to help its students prepare for the future by giving them tools and learning spaces that foster creative practices and collaborations. Mr. Chairman, we may ask how long Valley View University should take to go through its transformation process just outlined. Well, I guess it should take less than the 20 years that it took the computing science departments to reach the stage we are today. On this note, please accept my congratulations on the 20th anniversary of the Computing Science Departments and the ICT EXPO 2022. This is a major achievement by the university, Ghana's first private university. I thank you for the honor and the privilege for inviting me to join you in the celebrations of your achievement. God bless. I thank you. The Vice Chancellor, Management, Faculty, and students of Valley View University.
Hello.
Distinguished invited guests.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's give Professor Clement Jijonio a round of applause. He actually sent his speech ahead of time, so we don't know to waste time. Thank you very much. And the good thing about it is that we can play it and replay it over and over again. There is a video animation that has been put together by a student with the Department of Computer Science. He has titled it, "The Reality of Discrimination." The reality of discrimination. So if that video is ready, we're just trying to showcase what Valley View University students are capable of. Very beautiful storyline using the power of IT to communicate. As the first private university in Ghana, we want to show you just a snippet of it before we even go into the expo proper. So if the video is ready, we are ready. All right. As they put it together, if they're not ready, we can do it at another time. We want to take the history of the department, officially from Dr. Dominic Damois. I tried running through some of them, but he has been officially mandated to do so today. And so, Dr. Damois, if you're ready, take us through that history of the department. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as he takes the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kwadwo Ansedu, the chair, my honorable professor, my dean, and all protocols observed. I will continue from where he left off. In 2017, the department was renamed Computing Sciences and Engineering because it played a pivotal role in facilitating the accreditation of the biomedical engineering program. This new department today consists of computer science, information technology, business information systems, biomedical engineering. Biomedical engineering has a diploma program, and computer science also has a diploma program. I can now report to you that the population of the Department of Computing Sciences and Engineering stands at 322 students. In 2020, the National Accreditation Board granted accreditation to run an integrated PhD in computer science, the first of its kind in this country. Professor William Oblite is the Primus Director of all graduate and postgraduate programs. Presently, the department runs programs in computer science from diploma to the PhD levels. The department was instrumental in all kinds of assistance to faculty to conduct several research which have been presented in or at conferences and also published in both local and international journals. As a result, the department produced the best research scholars for the years 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016 academic years. Consequently, the Faculty of Science was adjudged the best research faculty in 2015 at the graduation ceremony here at Valley View University. The department organized an international conference on cybersecurity and fraud detection in 2013 at Memphis Hotel. And as a result of that, GIFEC, an arm of government, provided sponsorship to train Ghana Police Service in office administration, systems administration, and cybersecurity. The heads of department who have held office since the inception of the department have been Professor Clement Donu from 2000 to 2010. Briefly by Dr. Robert Akpalu in 2010, when Professor left, followed by Dr. Philip Mayo from 2010 to 2011, followed by Mr. Henry Kwashi from 2011 to 2012, followed by Dominic Damoa from 2012 to 2020, then by Mr. Ebenezer Lai from 2017 to 2018, by Mr. Joseph Abandosam from 2019 to 2020, and presently by our able John Kingsley Arthur, who just spoke to you over here. Under the offices of the university, the department has been able to sponsor all faculty to obtain their terminal degrees as its commitment to continuous improvement for development and retention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dominic Damoa, for deciding to continue with the history. At this point, we want to present some awards as a token of our appreciation to the men and women who have contributed to the success of the Department of Computer Science and IT. And to do that, we have the head of department for the IT department of the Faculty of Science, Pastor Prince Yao Owusu Amuakon. Let's welcome him, ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. It is a great honor to be here today during our 20th anniversary to present awards to all who have contributed immensely to the success of the Department of Computing Sciences and Engineering. So as I begin, my job is just to present the awards, so I will go straight to that. And the first on the list, we cannot give any award without recognizing the one who actually started the department. So I would want to begin with that. And therefore, I would want to invite 3 able men, because I'm so humbled to do this presentation, considering the personality that we are awarding. So I want to invite Professor Oblite, Professor Kofi Owusu-Mensah, and Professor Owusu Entry to assist in handing over this wonderful citation to Professor Clement Dijonu. And I would want to invite Dr. Dominic Damois to just go through what the department would want to present to our professor.
Professor Clement Dijonu, your working relationship with Valley View University dates back to 2000. You voluntarily walked in requesting that you help the university begin a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science program. You prepared the documentation and led through to the full accreditation of the program and its inception. For this act, you put Valley View University among the first 1% of countries in Africa to run a computer science program. You worked meticulously to put Valley View University's computer science program in the limelight. Prof, you want to come forward? So Prof can come this way. Yep. Yeah, I will continue. You saw the graduation of the first fruit of your labor, graduating into 005, and followed consequently through to 2010, where you exited. Under your leadership, you mentored all faculty members and students alike. The students you appointed as teaching assistants have grown to the capacities of heads of the Department of Computer Science, Information Technology, and your popular methods, such as seeing is believing and show or no show, still resonate in the department. We have counted on your strategies to achieve continuous success. You introduced ICT EXPOs to market the department beyond the walls of Valley View University. This great initiative is still relevant today. Distinguished and heavyweight professor of computer science. As the department's founding father, we thank you for your initiatives. The department has been instrumental in introducing information technology, business information system, mathematical sciences, biomedical engineering, education with information technology, and spawned the faculties of science and School of Nursing and Midwifery. At this point, we seek the glorious blessings of the Lord upon you. that you may continue to be the icon for the younger generations to emulate. God bless your effort. Congratulations, Professor. Yeah, that's the heavyweight professor. So he is ably supported by all the heavyweights here.
So you put it somewhere, then you take it.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. No, there is one more before. Let me add one more. Sure. At this juncture, I will ask Professor Usu-Mensah to add more.
I first met Clement in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, over 2 decades ago. And I was so happy that when I came back from Zimbabwe, I met him here and he devoted himself to this course here. Clement, come please, come closer. Please take a picture. I want to come and present.
All right, the cameraman, get ready.
Valley View University is a school belonging to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And we have a mission to perform in this world during these closing days of world history. And Clement has been a good friend of mine and a good friend of this school for many, many years. In addition to what has been presented to him, I want also to present to him 2 books. One talking about the story of Seventh-day Adventism in Ghana, and the other talking about Clement and all of you here that have contributed to the progress of Valley View University. Clement, this history of Valley View University is also for you. Please, when you open the verse, open first to page 65 of this book. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, hold on, I need to take the picture. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you very much, Prof. I think the presentation given to me is too big. I don't think I deserve it. There are other people who deserve this more than myself. One is Professor who just gave me the book. As he said, I met him in at Solusi University in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. I was part of a team of vice chancellors. I was not a vice chancellor. I was a technical guy to accredit some of the programs at Solusi. And they say, come and see, we have a professor here too. And he happened to be a Ghanaian. I was so proud. He was the only professor at that university. So we met for the day, and then we parted ways. I went back to my university, and he stayed at Solusi. Actually, I was in Zimbabwe for 2 years for the Commonwealth as part of setting up a master's in computer science program at the National University of Science and Technology. So after that work, I decided to come home rather than go back to Europe. So when I came home, as I said, I was thinking, am I going to continue to be involved in the university system? By that time, I was doing a lot of work for the UN, touring the whole of the continent. I still think that I can play a role in computer science education in Ghana, as I've done in Europe and other parts of the world. So one day I saw the water truck of Valley View University. I said, that's interesting. That's a private university. Because by that time, I made up my mind, I'm not going to Legon. Because at that time, the universities are always on strike. And I also decided I'm not going to KNUST because it's too far away from Accra, because I traveled a lot those days. So I said, well, this is a good one. I can go there and start something new. And I came to see Professor Lai and Professor Antwi. At first, they didn't believe me. I said, we will start a computer science department here. And I think I will assist. It took a couple of months, they didn't get back to me. So I called them again. Say, hey, what about what I discussed with you? They said, yeah, we know, but we cannot pay you. I said, did I ask for pay? I didn't. I think we must develop the computer scientists in this country. And Valley View will have the best computer science department in Ghana. So not Legon and KNUST upset, because then the Vice Chancellor of KNUST, Professor Adam Mensah, was a good friend of mine. I reached a deal with them. I say I will supervise PhDs at Legon, I will serve as external examiner, and KNUST, I will serve as external examiner. But leave me alone to stay at Valley View. That is how it started. I really, really want to congratulate and thank Professor Lai. He was the visionary, not me. That is a fact. And I'm glad that this building is named after him. And I also want to pay tribute to the person who actually ran the department. It's not me, it was not me. Because I come to work only 2 days in a week. 2 days. Because of my travels. Oh, I reached another agreement with Professor Lai that I'm not going to ask permission when I'm traveling. I don't want to go through a long process to get permission when I want to travel. And I don't want a pay for now, but you must be a driver. He agreed. So I come only twice a week. The fact that we are able to run the department means I have an able team with me. Those are the people. And we have our real head of department, Madam Sari. Where is she? There she is. She runs the department. There's no way I could run a department 2 days a week. No. She is the boss. And I thank you very much for that. Again, I said my award is too big, because see, in life, where you're coming from is not as important as where you're going. What we started is where we are coming from. But what happened after us was more important, because that is where we are going. So you see a lot of doctors mentioned here from the department. You see, the department have grown 100-fold. So I really think the award is also for the people who took over from us and make it better and bigger. I'm very proud that I have some of my former students here. As a professor, you always want to see your former students and seeing that they are doing very well. The dean is a former student. Hachu is a former student, not just a former student. I supervise them. So I really think that this award goes to all of us. And I must say, as I said in my speech, what brought us here will not take us there. Today, after 20 years, we know what has been achieved. But to move forward to the fourth compliant university, not only the first private university in Ghana, I think the leadership of the university must watch my speech again. What brought us here will not take us there. God bless you. Thank you very much.
All right, we will continue with the awards. And at this juncture, I would want to call for the award for Professor Seth Aban-Lai. Professor Seth Aban-Lai. I believe a representative can pick on. Okay. All right, then we will continue to Professor Brimpong Owusu-Entry. Professor Brimpong Owusu-Entry, I want to invite the Dean of Faculty of Science to present this citation to Professor Brimpong Owusu-Entry. I believe the citation are being rolled on the PowerPoint, so we know what exactly has been given. So after him, we will invite Professor Kofi Owusu-Mensah. Professor Kofi Owusu-Mensah. And yeah, Dean, please do this honor as well. Which one? So, thank you so much, Prof. The next, I'm mentioning those who have actually contributed immensely. That is with the inception of the computer science department. The next is Dr. John Pepra-Mensah. Dr. John Pepra-Mensah. Okay, thank you. Dr. Robert Akpalu. Dr. Robert Akpalu. Dr. Robert Akpalu. Okay, thank you. Just as the speaker said, it is not only about the inception or the starting, but where are we going to? We want to also recognize the current administrators who have also been very supportive to the Computing Sciences and Engineering Department. So I would want to call for Professor Peter Jekum-Boateng, that is the Acting Vice Chancellor, for his contribution. Okay. Right, so we will then proceed to the deans who have contributed to the department. So with that, I would want to invite Professor Oblite to do the presentation to the deans we have had so far for the Faculty of Science. And I begin with Dr. Dominic Darlington Damois as the first dean for the Faculty of Science. Dr. Darlington Damois Dominic. Thank you so much. So, Prof, we'll continue with the next dean after Dr. Darlington Damois is Dr. Edward Danso Anson. Dr. Edward Danso Anson. Prof, I wish you stand here. Yes. So they were the former deans of the Faculty of Science, and they have contributed immensely to the development of this department. Dr. Kofi Sapon Edu Menu. Dr. Kofi Sapon Edu Menu. He was also the former dean, Faculty of Science. He's done a great job to the faculty. Yes, continuity is very important. So we also have the current dean, Mr. Joseph Aho Abando Sam. Mr. Joseph Aho Abando Sam, we recognize your contribution to the department. All right, then we continue. Prof, you can take your seat for me. This, I would want to invite our alumnus or alumina so they can also assist in giving these awards, because they are going to the faculty members, that is the lecturers who have also contributed immensely to the department. So first I would call Ms. Winfred Cotin to assist us in presenting to some of the lecturers, and afterwards I will also continue with Dr. Sylvester Achu. So here with me. Okay. So first on the list is Dr. Winfred Ofoy Lakote. He has been very, very instrumental in the department with reference to teaching and learning. Dr. Winfred Lakote. Then I continue with Mr. John Kingsley Arthur, who happened to be the head of department, also as a lecturer of the department. Then we have Mr. Ebenezer Lai. Mr. Ebenezer Lai, I think we'll skip that. We also have Dr. Isaac Wiafe. Dr. Isaac Wiafe. All right, so Dr. Edumenu will pick on his behalf. Thank you. So Ms. Cotin, thank you for your assistance. I will then invite Dr. Sylvester Hachu to also help in the presentation of the awards to the lecturers. I have with me Mr. Ronki Francis Doe. He has also been very inspirational lecturer in the department. These are lecturers who are still with us, Then we also need to recognize some of the lecturers who are no more with us but have contributed immensely to the growth of this department. We have Mr. Charles Ajete. Mr. Charles Ajete. Mr. Charles Ajete. We also have Mr. Henry Kwashi. Mr. Henry Kwashi, he was former HOD. Okay, skip that. And then Mr. Michael Lassa. Mr. Michael Lassa, he has also been supportive and instrumental in the department. Okay, skip that. All right, so thank you, Dr. Sylvester. All right, the next we presenting to the administrative assistants who have also been very instrumental in the department, and I begin with Mrs. Harriet Abigail Asari, and I would want to invite the Vice Rector, Techima Kumasi Campus, Director, Dr. Winfred Ofoelakote to do the presentation for us. So Mrs. Harriet Abigail Asari as the first administrative assistant for the Computing Sciences and Engineering Department. Then followed with Mrs. Rita Ejekum. Rita Ejekum. All right. Then we have Mrs. Vivian Adesi. Mrs. Vivian Adesi. Okay. Mrs. Rita Dekum, I think, has been received. Mrs. Vivian Adesi. Mrs. Vivian Adesi. Okay. Mrs. Elsie Amisa Arthur. Mrs. Elsie Amisa Arthur. Okay. Then we also would want to recognize the support that Mr. Kwejo Ansan Edu, the URO director, he has been so helpful to the department when it comes to publicity. We are very grateful for your support. Yes, he was part of us as the first batch of the computing sciences, but he ran away to business. All right, the last thing that you do for Mr. Prince Yausa Mwakon, who has also been part of the computing sciences department. Thank you. All right, thank you so much for your audience and also the awardees. Thank you for your presence.
All right, thank you very much, Sir Prince Yausa Mwakon, the head of Department IT, for that wonderful way of going about your duty. Yes, so at this point, we would like to give certificates to the participants of this ICT EXPO, the people for whom you are here. For those of you who have copies of the program, if you turn to page 8 and 9, you will see the various projects that the students will very soon be showcasing in the part 2 of the program. But for now, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Mr. Joseph Abando-Sam, will present certificates to the participants. Mr. Abando-Sam. Let's welcome him with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
So to present this award, I would like to invite Mr. Alan Bezo, the co-founder of Mobex, to help present the awards. The first person is Dodu upon Isaac. Dodu upon Isaac. The next person is Afenyadu Godfrey Jibodi. Next is Osei Owusu Bonsu Gadiel. Osei Owusu Bonsu Gadiel. Kyo, God's favor, Ngo. Okay, I think they are preparing for the expo, so most of them are not here. So we defer to later. Thank you, Mr. Bezo.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll do it at another time. These are the same participants who are going to showcase, so they are trying to put their projects together so they can show it to us. So we have about 22 of them. We have Nana Yao Apia Fosu, who will be presenting to us detecting leakages in pipelines using Arduino sensors. Joseph Kwame Kwenin on page 8 will be presenting on predicting elections using tweets and Twitter. Akwasia Samoa Boache will present the project solution detecting eye diseases using image processing. Afenyadu Godfred Djibouti will be presenting counterfeit product detection using Ethereum blockchain network. Eric Ganza's project is conducting voice survey using IVR. Q God's Favor in Go, an integrated system for activities in tertiary institutions. Dodo upon Isaac, working on the solution, human activity recognition using smartphone. Awuku Julius will be working on registered land identifier mobile application. Kwabena Sefa Owusu Echao will be presenting on a solution titled A Mobile Application for Indoor Navigation and Positioning. Adabo Kwame Chum will be presenting on the topic Illegal Mining Detection System. Mensa Nathaniel Dako will present to us the application Mobile Authentication System for Food and Drugs Authority. Ogundeyi Samuel will be presenting a solution titled Decentralized Medical Health Assistance System. Michael Damois will be presenting the solution titled Trend OS Operation System. Dominic Assuming Asante, Electronic Voting System. Ebenezer Ferguson will be presenting a project he has titled Animizan. Nyameche Prescott Ofori will be presenting project titled Skin Disease Detection Using Artificial Intelligence. Mark Andrews Owusu Pepra will be presenting a system titled Criminal Investigation System. Joshua Kofi will be presenting a project he has titled Translow. Christian Kusi says it has a version of smart door security with COVID-19 protocols check. Resford Ohenedako cafeteria management system using QR scanner. Oseo Usubonsu Gadiel will be presenting a project he has titled the Piezoelectric Technology. And then Mavis Nyamesa will be presenting smart door security with COVID-19 protocols check. Ladies and gentlemen, if it has not whet your appetite, I don't know what else will. Very soon we go and see these projects being demonstrated to us. But before that, we want to take some fraternal greetings, and representing the alumni of the Department of Computer Science, we want to welcome Ms. Winifred Cotin, co-founder and COO, Superfluid Lab. She was an alumni. I do not see her. She was a student here some time ago. Now she has graduated. She has her own company, and she wants to speak on behalf of the alumni of the Computer Science Department. Let's welcome her, ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause.
Hello, good afternoon. All protocols observed. I am very, very excited to join in the celebration of this wonderful institution, celebrating 20 years of technology education, 20 years of creating one of the awesome brains you can have, contributing, using technology to the myriad of problems and challenges we have, and developing the country, Ghana, and also globally. I'm also really excited today because I see a lot of students here, students who are making great decisions on what to do next after secondary education. And I say so because there was a time back when I was in your shoes, and particularly I would like to use this opportunity to talk about how Valley View has really shaped my life and what it offers for you, especially those who are still deciding on career choices, on professional paths to pursue. So there was this time that I was in a chemistry lab where there was a titration exercise going on. And we all know how our regular titration exercises are performed and the way we take our readings. And this was an acid-based reaction. And in our class, we had the opportunity to observe a computer-aided titration exercise. That was so many years ago, about 30 years back. So when I observed that, I was very fascinated because I saw two things as play. One was the power of using technology to solve problems. Number two was the scalability of the solutions, because what I saw meant that we didn't have to spend time, effort, and resources doing that each time. all of that effort of plotting in your graph book to determine what the readings was instantly displayed on the screen. And back then, the only screens I knew was the television. So that was very, very exciting for me. And this was back in secondary school. So after that exercise, I went on to discover what it was. I discovered that it was called a computer. I also discovered that it was called software that could do magic. And I said, I want to be part of this because I've always loved problem solving. So we started searching for the best place to get education in technology back then. And this was in late 90s. Together with my parents, we discovered Valley View University, and we came in to make inquiries. And I'm very, very excited to be here present today and to really say thank you to the founders, thank you to everyone else who has kept the school alive, because people like me, our dreams and vision has been made possible through the education, the discipline, and the infrastructure that has been set up at Valley View University. So I'm happy to join other alumnus. I see several of my schoolmates here, and I see so many other people who are thinking of making decisions. And I'm just to let you know that Valley View is a very, very great school. The discipline you would get, but most importantly, you'll be learning valuable skills for life that would see you progress from one stage of life to the next. And like Prof said, it's not about what brought us here, but also what would take us there. The infrastructure and the rudiments for everything you need as a professional in the digital age is provided at Valley View University. And so once again, we all join in to say a big congratulations to the school, to those who have held the affairs of the school for all these years, to those who continue to shape the school, and to everyone else who is a stakeholder and contributing in several ways to make Valley View University Computer Science and Engineering Department a success. Thank you all for the honor, thank you for the opportunity, and let's have a great day.
All right, thank you very much, Winifred, for those kind words. At this point, we want to take the chairperson's closing remarks for this section, for which we do 2 presentations here, then the rest will go to the various places. So at least we want our guests to see 2 of the projects before we break. So we want to take the chairperson's closing remarks, yes, for this section. So Professor Oblite.
I want to assure you that the acting Vice Chancellor has the computing sciences at his heart. He has been very supportive. He had really wanted to be here, and so many things came on his way. And he promised that as soon as he gets the opportunity, he will be here. Unfortunately, he has not been here, meaning that he has not had the opportunity to be here. So on his behalf, I want to thank all of you for being here. To the students amongst us, if you're looking forward to a university to attend, and you are thinking computing sciences, you will be welcome here. You will face a challenge, but you will get out and say that you graduated from Valley View Computer Science, and everybody will know that you are who you say you are. So, thank you, and pay attention to the presentations.
Going to go straight and call 3 of the students to do a quick presentation. So we have the rest will do it at the various vantage points, which will direct you accordingly later. But before that, students of study skills and career exploration are supposed to go back there, take your report, and submit it to your lecturer. Very important. But I want to at this point hand over the microphone to the head of department as he tries to give us a synopsis of these 3 projects we are about to witness. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So we have 3 projects we are going to showcase to you immediately. As we have mentioned earlier on, all of the projects we are showcasing to you today are to solve national problems. Number 1 is going to be presented to you by Kwame Adabo. It is solving the problem of illegal mining here in Ghana. So he is using a very current approach in computer sciences, artificial intelligence called machine learning. So then when an image is captured, that image could be analyzed, and then we can tell from within of the image that there is an illegal mining activity going on or not. Number 2, we have developed an operating system. You all know what an operating system is, right? Valley View University, we have a student that have been trained to develop an operating system. The major issue he's trying to solve is to make it match friendly, number 2, and then to resolve the problem of virus attack, malware attack. So then when you have an operating system, you may need not anymore to also think of getting an antivirus on your machine, for which most of the time it is a challenge. And because of that, a lot of people would have to go in for pirated edition. The very last one is a presentation that will be done to us by the department Biomedical Engineering. This is the very first time they have joined us to take this activity. They have developed an Arduino-based automatic washing machine with integrated infrared sensing temperature for COVID-19 screening. So these three projects immediately are going to be displayed. I am 100% sure that I have given you the synopsis in a very fundamental point as it is. So at this very much point in time, I will not waste time. I will call on Kwame Adabo to do the first presentation.
So, before Kwame Adabo presents, because the projection is on this board, we want to take the seat down so our guests can look at what is going on. Yes. So we'll take some few seconds to do that. All right, so at this point, I want to hand over the microphone to Kwame Adabo to take us through this innovation. Kwame.
Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Okay, I'm Kwame, and I'm here to present a project that I spent the better half of last year building. So before I begin, I would like to briefly describe the problem I was trying to solve. It's a very common issue. I think we've all heard about it, Galamsey. And you don't have to go very far to see pictures of the damage that Galamsey has brought on water bodies, on forests, and on ecosystems. So many people are trying to fix the issue politically, with law enforcement, and scientifically. And I decided to look at the issue from the standpoint of surveillance. How do you monitor forests to track the activity and to detect it as it's occurring? We could use drones, we could use airplanes, but those things capture lots of data, and that data will be very hard to go through by just human beings. So what if we could use artificial intelligence to make that process faster? Could we train an AI to tell the difference between images that contain no Galamsey and images that do? So I spent a few months building and artificial intelligence to do that, and I want to demonstrate it to you. So let's go to the demonstration. Okay, so we have a little map here. Before I begin, to show that it's actually doing something, we'll pick out a few locations with no galamsey happening, and it shouldn't flag these locations. So we have over Valley View. Let me pick a location and capture. And as you can see, it says low mining detected, and the prediction here is non-mining. I could pick a few more. Once again, low mining, pick a couple more. Okay, so let's try a few locations where we do know galamsey is taking place. So let's go to Prestia. I think that's how it's pronounced. Okay, so let's start from here. So let's pick out a location, something like this. You can see the river body has been heavily polluted. There's lots of illegal mining activity going on here. So let's capture this and see whether the AI is able to detect. And it does. So it reports that there's an illegal mining activity, and it gives me the coordinates and highlights the location. So I could pick a few more locations. Okay, so it detected that as well. And to prove that it's actually doing a job, I could actually go to an area with no galamsey, like a village, and highlight this, and it shouldn't detect this. So it didn't. But if I was to go up here, let me try and pick this out. It detected that. So this system could be used to perform large-scale surveillance. Okay. So this system helps fix galamsey because it allows stakeholders to be able to track the activity and detect hotspots in real time. So we could get satellites, take lots of pictures of areas that we think the activity is going on in, and we could pass it through the model. The model could pick out the images of interest as well as their locations, and stakeholders could be informed in real time. This is not the entire solution. There has to be political and also law enforcement working side by side. But I think that this system, with the right refinements, could be a very powerful tool in bringing galamsey to an end in Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kwame, for that wonderful presentation. We will progress to the next presentation, and Michael Damoa will continue with that. I'm sure you may be having some questions. What we'll do is, right after the three presentations, we'll give some few minutes, so those who would want to react to their presentation, you could do so.
All right, hello. My name is Michael, and I built an operating system called TrendOS. It's a secure Linux operating system with kernel-level security written to the core. So, I hope we all know what an operating system is. The students here. Can we show by hands? You all know what an operating system is, right? Great. So, we know an OS, it manages the computer with the onboard devices such as the RAM, the input and output devices, and basically creates an interface for you as a user to interact with the computer. So we've built an operating system. Now, the problem that TrendOS seeks to solve is it seeks to solve what we call kernel attacks. So most of the computer viruses we know today are written to attack the application level of your computer. They are written to attack things like your Microsoft Edge, your web browsers, or your Word documents, or your files. But there are some attacks that are written to attack the kernel. When these things happen to you, you'll be sitting, using your machine, browsing, doing whatever, and the attacker has control over your computer without your permission. So this is what TrendOS seeks to solve. When you have TrendOS, you wouldn't have the need for antiviruses. You wouldn't have to think about the fact that somebody is going to attack you because our kernel here is secure. If they were to try and breach, it would deny them access. Today I'll demonstrate that so we see. Now there is one vulnerability I'd like to point out that are in the operating systems that are in the world today. We have Mac OS on the MacBooks and Windows for the PCs, like the one I use. This one. Yes. So there is an exploit called buffer overflow. This, it can get complicated when you're explaining it, but it's simply a way an attacker attaches his hacking code to a working application. So say you are watching a movie on VLC, and the attacker has found that there's a vulnerability in VLC. So he attaches his code, and immediately he can do that. He can jump onto your system and then disrupt your normal flow. So to prove that the kernel here in TrendOS that we've built works, I am going to run an attack from Kali Linux. It's a popular hacking Linux operating system. And we're going to test it on both TrendOS, this one, and then Windows operating system. So let me do that. All right, so this is Kali Linux. We are going to hop on in. And we are going to run the exploit. So I've connected the 3 virtual machines that I have on one network. So I'm going to pick up the IP address of this laptop, sorry, this virtual machine. Open terminal here. And then I'm going to go, this is the IP address, 192.168.116.130. This is what I'll use to access the TrendOS operating system remotely from the other one. And then let's go on to Windows and then pick the IP address from there. So this is virtual Windows I have running here. Run cmd. IP config. Sweet. So this is the IP address of the Windows machine I have here. So let's hop back onto our Kali Linux, and then I've written a hack that's supposed to get into your computer and then enter the kernel and then disrupt your regular flow. So we're going to pin in the IP address of the the TrendOS first, sorry. Let's drag this to the side. So 192.168.116.134. Let me zoom in so you can see. Can we see? Sweet. 116.134. Boom. So this is the hack tool. So as we can see, this is for the Windows operating system. Immediately we ran the hack tool, Windows has crashed. There is something on Windows called the blue screen of death. This happens when something in your kernel or something in your Windows files gets corrupted and Windows can no longer access its original state. So Windows is rebooting. Let's try the same hack on the Linux operating system, the trend. Linux. 192. Yes, .130. So if we were to try to run this same exploit on the Linux operating system, the one I've built, it says access denied, kernel level protection detected. This is to prove that TrendOS is truly secure. Now imagine if you were using your computer and somebody remotely, because they can hop onto your internet, they can just get the IP address of your machine, and then you'll be using your machine and it goes off. This is what I've built to help protect all of us. This can be used in the office, it can be used at home, it can be used in organizations. Now, TrendOS is not just, it's not just the technical stuff I've displayed. TrendOS goes way beyond that. It's just like any regular operating system you would install. So I have added to the TrendOS installation prepackaged software. You don't have to go looking for VLC when you install TrendOS. You don't have to go looking for Chrome to browse. The operating system comes with all these things already installed. So if you'd like to browse the internet, we have a browser here. If you'd like to type a Word document, we have a version of Word installed for TrendOS, spreadsheets, whatever you want to do. You can do basic things like file management. If you'd like to copy, if you'd like to, whatever you do with your operating system, TrendOS is a beautiful solution, and I would love to see this deployed in offices and homes all across Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Michael, for that wonderful presentation. So that is TrendOS operating system. So we'll quickly invite the Biomedical Engineering Department to also showcase their projects.
Thank you very much. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elikuli Matefui, and I'm here with my colleague, Isaac Brahima, and we're from the Biomedical Department, as was initially mentioned. Okay, so every day we wake up to news of different variants of COVID-19. So we see that it's a prevalence problem. It's not a problem that is going away right now. Now, the question then comes to, how can we protect ourselves? Because this is something that is killing millions of people worldwide. It means we need to find a solution to the problem. Now, my colleague and I have designed a smart hand washing system, touchless, to prevent the spread of the COVID virus through touch, because we know that that's one of the methods it's spread through. So this system, this prototype we have in front of us, is a touchless system. Everything is remote. Let me say remote, because you don't interface personally, physically with the system. Everything is done from a distance. Okay, so we need to give you a demonstration. We need to give you a demonstration to show you that it really works. I want this to be practical as possible, so can I have a volunteer from the audience to come? Any one of you? Who wants to come? Who wants to come? Who wants to come? It won't hurt you. Who wants to come? You're coming? Yeah, are you coming? Let's all clap for him. Let's all clap for him. Oh, two volunteers. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. All right, so what's your name?
Bernard.
Bernard.
Bernard Tete.
Thank you, Bernard, for coming.
Prince. Prince Kofi.
Thank you very much for coming. All right, so Prince and Bernard, we'll let you test out the system, all right? Let my colleague finish setting up everything, and then we're good to go. All right, so the system makes use of an LCD screen, and a temperature sensor. So when you come, you put your hand against it, it checks your temperature, then it shows you the temperature on the LCD screen. Then it's powered by an Arduino Uno microcontroller. Has anyone heard of an Arduino Uno microcontroller? Sure. So it's powered by, Bernard, please come here. So it's powered by an Arduino Uno microcontroller. And it also has a sensor. So when you come close to it and it senses you, then the system automatically starts. It also has a water level detector. So the water level detector has a buzzer. So when the water level is down, the buzzer sounds. when the buzzer is sounding, you know that the water level is down. So you refill it. You understand? So it means whenever you come, you won't have an empty bucket, because whenever it's empty, it would give you an alarm, and then anyone will have to come and fill it. You understand? All right. So Bernard, can you move forward? All right. So Bernard, put your hand over here. All right. So you see the pump has started working. You see the lights that is on. So now the pressure has increased. So now you wash your hand. Yeah. So it goes for 10 seconds, so as not to waste water, because we know that children could come around and be touching it and be playing. So it has a relay, 10 seconds, then it stops. And it goes again, 10 seconds, then it stops. So kindly check your temperature. This is the temperature sensor. This is the temperature sensor. So you see it as giving you a temperature over there. Kindly read out the temperature.
32.89.
All right. Thank you very much. Prince, kindly come in. All right, so you know the drill. All right, so it has started. The pressure has increased, so you know it has started. There's a slight leak. We're very sorry about that. Continue. Yeah. All right, so it's done. That was about 10 seconds, right? All right, so now the temperature sensor. This is the temperature sensor. Kindly put your hand next to it. Kindly put your hand next to it. The temperature is there. What's the temperature?
31.85.
Thank you very much. All right, so during the design of this project, we encountered a few challenges, but then we know and we're hoping that in future models we'll definitely overcome those challenges and we'll develop a better system for everyone. But this is a working system, and it's good to go. Thank you very much.
Have 27 projects left, and we have positioned them in the computer science department classrooms and then bullet block. So from here, you can go to those places and then witness the other projects that our students are showcasing. Thank you very much for your audience. I want to believe that we don't have any questions on the project. We don't have any questions. But if you do, as we go witnessing the others, I believe the presenters are also still available. You can see them, and then they will help you with all questions that you have. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'll hand over.
Appreciation.
All right, thank you very much. I am actually so eager to go and see the other 27 projects on demonstration and the various halls. We are going to direct you accordingly to where you are supposed to go. But before we leave here, I would like to invite Mrs. Harriet Asare to give us a word of appreciation, the faculty officer of the school, Faculty of Science, to give us appreciation.
Thank you for the opportunity. The chair, guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, you would agree with me that the program has been very, very successful. And for this reason, we would like to thank all of you for contributing your part. The first thanks goes to the chair for the wonderful management of the program. Secondly, we would like to thank the guests of honor for gracing the occasion. Finally, we thank all of you who participated. God bless you.
Thank you very much. And of course, whilst we were doing the appreciation for those who were the brains behind the formation of the department, Dr. Pepra Mensah was conspicuously absent. But he is here. And so, Dr. Pepra Mensah, your name was written, has always been chronicled in the history of the formation of this particular department. Doctor, let's see you. Dr. Pepra Mensah. And I think that we'll do justice by giving him his citation in due course. The acting Vice Chancellor has also joined us, the chairman of this occasion. So, Prof, you're welcome as well. Thank you for gracing. Yes, at this point, I want to pray. All right, and bring this session to a close. Our Vice Chancellor, acting Vice Chancellor, also doubles as a pastor. And so we want him to close this section, the first part, with a word of prayer as we go to the various exhibition centers. Yeah, let me check the centers. So American High, General Lab, Computer Science Lab, Computer Science Classrooms, Bullet Room 1 will be the venues for this. So that it guides our movement. You know where you are going. Maybe you have an interest in a particular project. So let me share where the various projects will be exhibited. So in the American High Classroom, we'll have the cafeteria management system using QR code and predicting elections using tweets from Twitter. That will be in the American High Classroom. At the General Lab, we have Michael Kelly and Godfrey presenting on the decentralized medical health assistance system and counterfeit product detection using Ethereum blockchain network. At the Computer Science Lab, we have the piezoelectric technology and an integrated system for activities of tertiary institutions by God's Favor and Bonsu Gadiel. At the CAF upstairs, we have done that. That's what we did. So we have done that. Then at the Computer Science Block, Room 2, Mensa Nathaniel and Dodu Isaac, mobile authentication system for food and drugs, and the human activity recognition using smartphone. That will take place at CS Block 2. At CS Room 1, we have Kwabena Sefa Owusu and Dominic Asumi Asante presenting a mobile application for indoor navigation and an electronic voting system. At the General Lab, we have Annie Mazan and the skin disease detection using artificial intelligence. And at CS Block Room 3, we have Mark Andrews and Joshua presenting on criminal investigation system and transloop. Then finally, at the main administration block, Bullet Room 1, we have Mavis Nyamesa and Christian Kusi and Anaya Apia Ofosu presenting on the smart door security with COVID-19 protocols check and detecting leakages in pipelines using Arduino sensors. So ladies and gentlemen, these are the name of the presenters and the titles of the projects that will be showcased at the various locations. So let's take note as we leave here. Without much ado, we want to be upstanding as we end this session with a word of prayer from our acting Vice Chancellor.
Let us pray. Our dear Father Divine, it is by your grace that we've come this far. As we praise you for the blessings, for the strength, we keep praying that you bless these young ones with wisdom, so continually they will know how to apply the knowledge they have acquired from you. The program is not ended. We pray as we walk around, your blessings and protection will keep being with each one of us. In the name of Christ have we prayed. Amen.
All right, so before we go, as we try and locate a place, we want all the alumni who came together with Prof to have a photo opportunity upstage. So let's have a photo with our dignitaries and then the students. We'll go up here and take the photos. So, photographer, chief photographer. For the senior high schools, please stay behind. We are bringing your food, your lunch, pack. So please just stay behind. Just have a seat. Very important. Yes. Official photographer, where are you? Official photographer, please come closer. Osu, please come closer.